Hey, this is Mike, Seder 42 Vinyl. Gonna do another video, and I'm gonna do it on my April 2024 pickups. I'm just gonna keep doing that and just see where we go. I'm gonna do heavy metal first, so this is gonna be a two-part video. I'm gonna do all the metal I picked up, just two parts so that the videos will be a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit easier digestible. I'm gonna go in release order. So one of the albums that I did pick up was the new Judas Priest, and this is the Invincible Shield album. Biggest problem with this album is its price. It was like $45, I think almost 50 bucks. That seems to be the going rate for a lot of the AAA titles, I guess you would say. You know, like the new Taylor Swift was 45 bucks and this was 45 bucks. It's just kind of ridiculous. This album also has some other issues with its release. I think it had some bonus tracks that were only available on the CD version of I believe the Target release, whatever version was at Target on CD. And there's plenty of room on this album for those bonus tracks. The side one has 2 songs. It's pretty ridiculous the way that they packaged this and what they sold it for, the cost. The packaging's good. It has, printed inserts with lyrics. It's a gatefold. I appreciate all that, but I don't think that it needs to be that price. And I also think that you could have squeezed 3 to 4 tracks without any issues. There's a lot of albums that sound really good, with, more songs and more, time used on each side. If they think this is some type of audiophile release, which it's not, because it's not even on 45 RPM, it's 33 RPM. And these are not, I don't even think they're 180 gram. I think they're like 140 grams. So they're not even like, 180 gram records. It's getting pretty bad out there with these, AAA titles being 45 bucks. That's just, I really think that, I don't know what to do either, because I bought the fucking album. So, I just hope that everybody didn't buy them, maybe, and they'll sit on the shelf and they'll regret, having them at this cost. But regardless, the music is great. This is a really good album from Judas Priest. I can't really say it's back to their form because Firepower was pretty good too. So I think this is at least equal to that. Really melodic stuff here, some epic songs as well. And yeah, just some really fun stuff here from Judas Priest. A really solid album. In the studio, the guys sound perfect. Rob sounds great in the studio and on this album. Yeah, I don't have a problem with this Judas Priest record except for the cost and being ripped off by not getting those bonus tracks on here, which they could have easily fit. There's just no excuse.
So I took the blame where I left my mark. When the system fell, you were in my grasp. Head behind your veil, burning up guilt, branded a liar. I have endured trial by fire.
The next album that I got was another new release, 2024, and this is the Bruce Dickinson album. This is the Mandrake Project. This album's pretty good. This is the first Bruce Dickinson album that I actually bought. I've never bought a Bruce Dickinson solo album. I've listened to a couple of them, but I never really got into them. But this album is pretty good. He's worked with Roy Z on this, which I believe he's worked with him before. And that guy gets around, man. That guy, he's worked on the new Sebastian Bach record. I believe he's worked with so many artists. I might just put a list because that Roy Z guy is he's just writing so much music for so many of these big artists, but that guy definitely has his hands in a lot of different artists helping write and song. He's worked with Halford, he's worked with a bunch of guys. So that's one interesting thing about this album. And this is pretty good. This is kind of just like a straight up heavy metal record. There's some progressive stuff on here, some longer tracks that are a bit more progressive, but they stay interesting. They're not boring like, I hate to say, like the new Iron Maiden stuff, where they repeat riffs constantly. I'm not really a huge fan of the new Iron Maiden stuff, and I hate to compare Bruce to Iron Maiden, but it's kind of hard not to do in a way, but because it does sound similar, but it is kind of its own thing. Bruce does write different songs than Iron Maiden. You know, he doesn't write the exact same style, but it's very similar style. But I think that Bruce kind of gets to the point, and maybe that's a Roy Z thing too, helping him out. You know, like, let's not meander and just keep playing the same riff over and over again, which I think is problematic for Iron Maiden, but not so much for Bruce. So this album's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. The more I listen to it, the more it's growing on me. I could recommend this album pretty easily, and the Judas Priest as well. I definitely would recommend that. All right, another album I picked up. This one I just got recently. I actually had to email Trevor. I think he forgot about my order, but maybe not. He said he was on tour and he was getting to it. So, but he did send it, the new Haunt record. And I got the t-shirt with it, and that's why I got it in the black. There was a Bandcamp version of a purchase where you get the album and a t-shirt for like 40 or 45 bucks, something like that. I can't remember what it was. So I went with that. And this album is straight up Haunt, really good stuff, melodic, traditional heavy metal. It doesn't really sound any different than any of the Haunt that's come before. It does have a cover song on here though, Send Me an Angel, which is a really good song, and these guys do a great job on that song. Certain songs shouldn't be covered, I think. I've heard covers recently that I'm like, nope, shouldn't have done that. And I've also heard covers that just sound too much like the original, or the version of the cover they did I didn't like. But for some reason, this cover, it just works. It's played as a Haunt song, you know? And it just sounds like a Haunt song with a really cool 80s power chorus, you know, to it, which Send Me an Angel has a really great chorus. And yeah, it works. So this is really another solid album from Trevor. Just, I really don't have anything negative to say about Haunt.
Follow the wind tonight, luminescent the bright, into the light I go, guiding the stars into the unknown, waiting them in our dreams, faces that we have never seen.
All right, here's the new album. This is another 2024 release, February, and this is the new Traveler album. I also had to email Miami Merchant. It's funny because they're like, I as soon as I email them, like, hey, I didn't receive my package. They're like, oh, it's on the way. But then the next day I get like, you know, the the notification of shipping. So I don't know. Maybe they're not forgetting. Maybe it's just a timing thing. Maybe it's coincidence. Maybe not. Anyway, I did get this album from Miami Metal Merchant because it did sell out on their Bandcamp page. And I should have picked it up there because they had color versions, but I just got the black. But that's fine too. I'm not necessarily hunting for color, or I wouldn't have bought black. You know, I would have waited, or I would have, you know, tried to seek it out. So, but anyway, I just wanted to get the album. These guys have been very consistent as well. They're a band from Canada, traditional heavy metal. Really good stuff. Just, you know, straight up, kind of like Haunt. Just every album is good. Great songwriting in the style of new wave British heavy metal, maybe a little bit US power metal, but also, you know, Canadian heavy metal, you know, so it's just kind of just traditional heavy metal here, but good stuff, good songwriting. And these guys also have made some really good, consistent records. The 3 albums that I have all 3 of the records. I think I have them all in black too, so I never actually got one of them in color. So really good stuff here. The new Traveler, I'd recommend this one as well.
True colors paint the walls, that's where they'll stay. Those haven't come me and risen to the sky. Noble thoughts of you and I. No one can dream of living like those. It's clear with the fist full of dollars. A day without fear. Heavy hearts, heavy hearts.
And okay, this one was kind of, I wouldn't say these are grails, but these are albums that I'm definitely looking for. And I still need one more album from these guys, the very first album, and that's Crash Diet. And these guys are fantastic. They're great Swedish glam metal. These guys go through singers like crazy. I mean, the first guy on the first album, he passed away, so they had to get another singer. They got they got this new guy, Oliver Twisted, in the band. He is currently in a band called Reckless Love, so obviously he left Crash Diet. But, you know, so Crash Diet has had 1, 2, 3, at least 4 singers that I'm aware of on like 6 albums, you know, so like it's almost every album they get a new singer. But this is a good album too, and this album is kind of unique. It has Mick Mars plays solos on 2 songs, and he got some writing credits too. So, you know, maybe he did some arrangements or something in those songs that he did the solos for, and they gave him a writing credit. But yeah, really good stuff here. One of my favorite of the more modern glam metal bands, Crash Diet and Crazy Licks, are probably up there in my top 5 of newer bands like this, especially Crazy Licks. I love Crazy Licks. Crash Diet is great too. Like I said, I only need the one more album, the very first album with the original singer, and then I'll have all the full lengths. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going. They got a new singer now, and hopefully they're working on new material. Their Instagram, they've been playing shows with the new guy, so hopefully they're ready to put out another album. I was really bummed too, because the new singer that they had, or the current singer that they had before they got this brand new guy, really great singer, and those, I think the 2 albums are fantastic. They were really, really good. I felt like they were hitting their stride and they were just going to be bigger and bigger. But now he's gone, so we'll see what happens. This is a good album though. Great glam metal from 2007. And the last album I'm going to show in this video is, I picked up Saxon Metalhead. I actually showed this album. I used it as my example of how I package my records with the with the hype stickers on the back like this. And yeah, Rockley hates that I do this. He keeps everything in shrink, so this is just a big no-no. But I'm waiting for that rebuttal video, by the way. So I want to see how you package your records, how much better it is than how I do it. But anyway, this Saxon record is really good. Typical Saxon, they're just the new wave of British heavy metal band, from the 80s that is into the 90s now. This is 1999. I think that they've been consistent throughout. A lot of people say that they've changed their sound on certain albums. Maybe they have, but it was probably, and for my ears, any changes that they made are really subtle. But this album is really good, and I have no complaints about this. Their new album is really good too. I just enjoy the consistency of Saxon. Unlike bands like, Iron Maiden from, the new wave British heavy metal era, who's gone kind of in a different direction with the new stuff. Saxon is just still putting out consistent, new wave of British heavy metal, traditional metal. They're kind of like everybody likes to compare, and I guess I do too, they're like an AC/DC of new wave British heavy metal. They just keep putting out consistent work. So, and that's not a bad thing. AC/DC is still good today. I would say that Saxon is probably a good example of the trope of the AC/DC of whatever. And Saxon are that. They're the AC/DC of traditional new wave of British heavy metal. They're just consistently putting out really good records. well, that's this video. I'm going to do the next set of albums for heavy metal. Thanks. Subscribe, like, comment, and talk to you later. Bye.